31 Predator drones have been cleared by the CCS, and which would include 16 for land use and 15 for the maritime use, which is largely the naval use. These are very capable platforms with large endurance, and therefore they will help us tremendously in keeping our area of interest and area of responsibility under surveillance, so that we can know who is doing what and why. And that is very important, because that is the start point for any naval action. And we have been successful to a certain extent. I am looking at in the next few months with great hope that we will have many more successes. Today is an important day for us because we have just launched the first ship of the multi-purpose vessel Samarthak to be named after commissioning at L&T shipyard at Kattupalli. And as the name suggests, multi-purpose vessels will provide the flexibility, mobility to our frontline combatants, so that they can demonstrate the poise, power and reach in our area of interest. These are vessels which are almost close to 3,600 tons, and they will be used for a large number of activities, which would include trials and testing of indigenous weapons, sensors and equipment, for which sometimes we were using the frontline combatants. So they will also be used for target towing, whether it is surface or subsurface. They could also be utilized for as launch platform or mothership for unmanned or uncrewed vessels. So they have multi-purpose use, and apart from whatever any ship at sea can do, they will be able to do it. So this will be a bit capability enhancement in the arsenal of the Indian Navy as we go ahead.
So, when months ago, you had certain projects for modernization for the Indian Navy in your mind as your KRAs. Now, very recently, last week, the government cleared the acquisition of 31 Predator drones, in which the Navy is the lead service, while others will also get, but Navy is the lead service in this. How do you think this is going to help the Indian Navy in expanding its surveillance of the Indian Ocean region, where both China and Pakistan are quite active?
Yes, you have very correctly brought out that 31 Predator drones have been cleared by the CCS, and which would include 16 for land use and 15 for the maritime use, which is largely the naval use. These are very capable platforms with large endurance, and therefore they will help us tremendously in keeping our area of interest and area of responsibility under surveillance, so that we can know who is doing what and why. And that is very important, because that is the start point for any naval action. And we would like to ensure that as part of the overall maritime security, the Indian Navy is fully aware of what is happening in our area of interest. So in that sense, they will bring in tremendous capability, and along with the manned air assets which we have got, we are also looking at man-unmanned teaming. There will be an occasion wherein either one or both kinds of platforms will operate. As you are aware that when we apprehended the MV Ruen few months back and saved 17 crews and apprehended 35 pirates, these drones, which right now we have got on lease, one of them was used very extensively to monitor and track that vessel, so that we could take action almost 2,000 kilometers from our shore, in consonance with our para-drop soldiers which were there.
Has been giving support to Atmanirbharta, and recently we saw that in the Defence Acquisition Council you got clearance for going ahead for building of 17 Bravo ships. Now, how is this going to help the Indian Navy, and what are the other Atmanirbharta projects, major ones, which are coming up in near future?
Like I said, 63 ships on in being constructed are being done in the Indian shipyards, that which includes the DPSUs, PSUs, as also the private industries such as L&T, as we saw today. The 17 Bravo ships are very capable ships, almost 7,000 to 8,000 tons frigates, and they will have the state-of-the-art weapon sensors, which will be the best. And I have no doubt that they will enable us to safeguard the large areas of interest in the Indian Ocean region itself, especially our trade, which is crisscrossing. And as per our long-term integrated perspective plan, we are supposed to have 24 frigates. So these 7 brand new stealth frigates will add muscle to that capability. As far as other projects are concerned, like I said, we have already committed that the Indian Navy will be a fully armed naval force by 2047, and therefore I don't think any further platforms in terms of surface, of subsurface, we are going to acquire from abroad. They will all be made in India, and Indian Navy is fully committed towards that. We are also looking at infusion of technology, because technology is a game changer in today's warfare, as has been seen in the ongoing 2 conflicts, and even before that in the Armenia-Azerbaijan war. So at Naval Headquarters, we have commissioned 2 task forces under a 2-star rank officer who are now going into the industry and looking at what kind of technology we can imbibe to plug the gaps which we have got. And we have been successful to a certain extent. I'm looking at in the next few months with great hope that we will have many more successes.
The 2 ongoing wars, and what is the biggest one between Israel, Hamas, the other Russia, Ukraine? What is the biggest lesson that the Indian Navy has learned from these wars?
Actually, what we have learned is that whilst the nature of war will always remain centered on violence, attrition, etc., but the character of war is changing, wherein the technology, there is hardly any difference between now a state actor and non-state actor, the adherence to international norms, and that is something which is to be put into our plans, that future wars will bring in all those challenges. Whether it is operational domain, whether it is technical domain, we as a Navy are thinking about it, and we are taking appropriate action so that we are ready for safeguarding our national maritime interests anytime, anywhere, anyhow.
Sir, last create proposals which will create a strong underwater force for the Indian Navy. Can you tell us, sir, in next say 5 to 10 years, how many more underwater assets are going to join the Indian Navy, and how strong will the submarine force would be, sir?
So you are aware that in 1999 there was a 30-year submarine building plan which was cleared by the government, and we are proceeding as per that. So I have no doubt that in the coming years, after the P-75 project is completed, the 6 submarines are going to be delivered this year. We will move ahead and acquire other platforms, whether it is P-75 India or P-76. And government is seized of this, and we are getting full support. And we have no doubt that our desired strength of having a large number of submarines, which is at least 18 submarines, those will be fulfilled. Pending that, we are also carrying out medium refit and life certification of some of the older platforms. So that will help us to plug the gap until the time we get the new submarines.